If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast without any minimum amount of listeners. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download your free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Why light skin versus dark skin is a debate that will never die. That will be our topic of discussion tonight. For many years, that has been a debatable subject, and we're not referring to a racial situation. We are talking about loving the skin that you're in. Now let's talk about it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, regardless of where you are in the world. This is Tawanda with the Real Girlfriends Across America. And tonight, as you just heard, we're talking about light skin, dark skin, and while this topic will never die. As we get started tonight, I just want to say thank you to everyone that invested the time in dialing in tonight. And I love to hear who you are, where you're calling from, and how your day has been so far. And whoever wants to go first, please.
Okay, I can go first. This is Catherine. I'm calling from California. My day has been amazing, productive, and time is just going by fast for me. So it's amazing overall.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for dialing in tonight. I definitely appreciate it. Who's next?
I'll go next. This is Peggy. I'm in Denver, and I've had a very busy day, and I'm tired, and I worked really hard around the house, and just happy to be here.
Peggy, thank you so much for dialing in. I know this is your first time. Hopefully it will not be your last. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll go next. Deborah. And I had a very busy day at work. I'm worn out. My worker, my helper, had a baby last night, and I'm going to spank that baby when he get old enough because he had me really busy all day today. I've never worked that place without a PCC. But I'm grateful that I have a job. I was tired. I'm still tired, but I'm glad to be on this call.
Well, thank you so much. We're definitely glad to have you. I'm Miss Deborah. Who else?
Hi, this is MC, and I'm calling from Philadelphia, and I had a productive day.
Awesome. Well, glad your day has been productive. Thank you so much for holding us down, Miss C. All right, so we're going to get started tonight, ladies, but first I want to ask you if it's okay that we have a real conversation. I don't want to just get on here and read a bunch of information and for you to listen to me, even though I probably sound really incredible. But I really want us to dialogue and kind of talk as women. And that's one of the things and benefits of being a part of this community with Real Girlfriends Across America is that we can build and we can talk and develop. So is that okay, ladies? Can we have a conversation tonight?
Yes, please.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Sounds awesome. And as you heard in our intro with light skin versus dark skin, this call tonight is not so much about racial. It's about loving the skin you're in and if you actually do that, if you love the skin you're in. So the first thing I want to just go and share it to those that may not know it, the term of colorism. Is anyone familiar with what colorism actually means? Anyone going once?
I guess not like a definition, or from, I guess that's in my own words, Ms. C. And I guess in my own words, I would say someone hating someone or discriminating against someone just because they may be a different shade.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Discrimination based on skin color is colorism in reference to the shade of your skin. And a lot of times this actually happens in families. This is why I read a couple of articles talking about light skin, dark skin, and this is a debate that will never die. And I can think back to when I was in probably high school and elementary school that this was a conversation. How about you guys? Not really getting into too much, but when you were coming up in like elementary or high school, was this an issue for your generation? Yes, no, and what do you remember? And just state your name when you speak so we'll know who's talking. Anyone?
Well, I can speak. This is Deborah.
Okay.
I'm dark-skinned, but not necessarily in my family, but in my surroundings. I was raised with white people. For me, I didn't see it as a problem because at the age and the young age that I was, I didn't know any better. But as I got older, I did see it as a problem, and the white people that were in the group home with me, for the lack of better terms, I noticed they didn't communicate with me as much as they did with each other. Well, in fact, they didn't communicate with me at all, basically. So
wow.
I was like, if I didn't have, another black girl did come in there after like a couple of years of being there. Me and her, we became the best of friends, and we communicated. But I can't even say that they were racist because at that time, in my age, I didn't even know anything about racism. And did they? I don't know. But I don't think they were. I just think we were different. So they chose their sack to stay in, and then I had to get my sack on this other side to stay in, per se.
Okay.
But when I got a friend, we communicated and we connected because we was only two blacks in that cottage. But like I said, I don't know, but I love the skin that I'm in. I loved it then, and I love it now. And I see color because it's available to us, but I don't make difference.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Anyone else?
This is Peggy. I grew up without a lot of understanding of race. I'm white. I was raised in Nebraska. And when we moved to Colorado, I was 9 years old. And the one thing that I noticed is that I'm really pale. And I have, like, dark circles under my eyes. I can't even suntan. And I was always really jealous of the girls with darker skin and brown eyes and black hair. And when I was probably 13 or 14, I decided that when I would get older, I would do everything in my power to try to look like them because I thought that they were the cool girls. And nobody called them anemic and albinos. And so I foolishly thought that, that was something that I could strive for in the future. At a certain point, I realized that this is just what I am. And when I met my husband, my second husband, he said, you'd actually look pretty good with a little color in your skin. And I just had to say, that's never going to happen. This is how I was made, and I can't be anything else. So I've just had to get good with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And are you good with it now, Peggy? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I feel okay. I mean, I've just accepted it. I burn so easily. I can't even be out in the sun for 15 minutes, so I cover up. I don't ever let the sun touch my skin, and I've just, this is what I am.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Anyone else can relate? Anyone want to share?
This is C. I guess I do have one thing to share. I know when I was younger, before I even really started school, maybe when I was in kindergarten, my dad was like, that you're pretty and you're smart, so people are not going to expect you to be pretty, to be smart because you're pretty, and that you're going to have to work that, and you're a girl, you're going to have to work that much harder. And I never really knew what he meant. And he also told me that people are always going to ask you what are you mixed with. because I had, pretty curly hair or whatever. And he's like, but you just tell them that you're black. And I'm mixed with some things, whatever. But he's like, you just tell them that you're black, whatever. I'm like, but I haven't mixed with this, whatever. He's like, but you just tell them you're black. So I never really understood that when, I was younger, what he meant. Because both of my parents are African American, and or they identify as African American. When I started going to school, I didn't really know what he meant. And then I remember people saying, "You're pretty for a black girl," and I'm like, "Wait, why does I have to be pretty for a black girl? Why can't I just be pretty?" So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it was weird, but it all made sense to me when I got older. What he said.
Wow. And that makes sense in reference to what you're actually saying, with emphasis on you're pretty for a black girl.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to offer and share?
I can kind of relate to what Corinne said. It's me, Catherine. So
okay.
I'm Spaniard. Yeah. So I'm Spaniard and I'm Filipino, and I get all kinds of races. It depends on my mood, the way I decide I put my makeup. I can come off as looking as like Middle Eastern sometimes, but like I know I'm Filipino. That's one thing, but depending on who the people are too, they're like, wow, you're attractive for a Filipino, because and just like any races, just like in any other races, like even being African American, like not all African American women look all the same. You guys have wonderful different skin colors. Just like Caucasian women, they all like have different kinds of skin tones, faces, features. Like even if you were an Italian woman, not all Italian women have like the same exact look. And it's just like the Philippines. Us women, like where my parents are from, like we're like from a province where like we don't have what everyone says is the Filipino typical flat nose, dark skin, and straight black hair. We're not all like that. And so it's just kind of funny how people deceive as like certain races like a specific look, And so like whenever I hear stuff like that, it just gets me heated, because like us women, we're all gorgeous, and just because we're certain races doesn't necessarily mean we're all gonna look like the same people. We're not like minions, obviously,
Absolutely. That's definitely really interesting. And that just goes to show that so many people go through that in reference to lighter, darker, not light enough, not dark enough, etc. I want to share this with you guys. In the research, I was reading about the Duchess of Sussex spoke about the issue of colorism in 2015, saying as an actress, she was seen as ethnically ambiguous. Writing in the Elle magazine, she said that one of her reasons when she got the role as Rachel Zane in the U.S. legal drama called Suits stole her heart. And people wanted to know, was it because of her skin color? And it says the show's producers wasn't looking for someone mixed, nor someone white or black, but they were looking for someone that can fill the role of Rachel. And that's what she actually filled that role. And I'm not sure if you've seen the show or not, but she actually killed it. And also I wanted to bring up, definitely loved her on that show. And I know in the media there was so much talk about her and her ethnicity and her parents and her her baby, what the baby would look like. So that was all really, really interesting, because that does matter. But also, can you guys think and remember Michael Jackson? Remember he started bleaching his skin many moons ago? Does anyone remember that? Like the first time he bleached his skin and did his nose, and how the ending result was?
Yes, we remember. Mhm. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was
and
a gorgeous
even
man. He was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually loved him in the beginning, like before he started bleaching his skin. Like, he was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was the gorgeous, like perfect chocolate man right there. Like.
Yeah, he had this creamy brown skin, and then he just started doing other stuff to it. So I don't know what he was actually trying to do, but so do you guys remember? In addition to Michael Jackson, Little Kim, she's a female rapper. She did some different stuff with bleach.